Hi, everyone. This is Jacqui Cooper with JCooperTravels Talk Show, and I want to thank everyone for hopping on this episode. Also, I want to remind everyone to definitely like and subscribe. There are many, many episodes in the queue, and I have had a personal trip to Dubai, and I'm just getting back. So I would like to be able to share all these wonderful stories with you. But today I have an old friend all the way across the world in South Africa. And we've talked many times over the past few years. And I would like to welcome him back to J Cooper Travels because, again, his personal story is very inspirational, and the business that he's created actually every one of us should participate in and reach out, especially because of what we experienced within the history of COVID. We've gotten used to the idea of going outdoors now, and he actually will be telling us more on how we can enjoy the outdoors in a way that we might not have visualized before. So I want to welcome Rob to J Cooper Travels. How are you doing today?
Hey, Jackie, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. As you know, I love to travel. I'm a certified travel agent. I love helping people with their own trips. But to be honest, the outdoors is kind of frightening to me from a planning perspective. So when you and I first talked about what you do, I thought it was really brilliant because, again, you have all the resources to make planning and going somewhere both exciting as well as easy and fun to do. So why don't you go ahead and introduce a little bit more about your company and what you're doing?
Oh, cool. Thank you. So our business is called We Get Outdoors, and we've got quite a large social media following. I don't know, 80,000 odd people on Facebook, just as an example. And we're firm believers. You should listen to your customers, and when they say we're struggling with, maybe it's a great opportunity to go and help them. Now, in my past, I was a professional whitewater kayaker. I spent
Yeah.
10, 12 years getting paid to go kayaking all around the world. We've spoken about that in the past. But through my misspent life, or maybe well-spent life, some people might think, I developed this huge network of incredible local outdoor professionals who are genuinely the best in the best. Um, and yet they're small people in small businesses. They don't want to be part of some huge conglomerate travel business. They want to go and take people who would love to go in the outdoors, and they'd like to go and take them and give them an incredible experience on the customer's terms. So whatever the customer would like to do, be that, some people in the outdoors would like to sit in an open top vehicle and drive somewhere. Other people might like to climb Mount. Other people might to climb Mount Everest.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
there's a world of opportunity in between.
Yes,
Um,
exactly.
and what we found from our customers was that people want to go and do really cool holidays, but they were having calls with some outdoor travel agents or operators, should we say, and they'd call and say, "We'd like to go hiking in Bhutan." And the operator would say, "Great, we have an awesome package in India." And they're like, and they leave the call going, "Well, India sounds nice, but we actually want to go hiking in Bhutan."
Exactly.
And so what we've done is we've launched what we call a concierge travel business. Wherever somebody would want to go in the outdoors to go and vacation, we can match them with the perfect local providers who people don't often talk about, people who are world class at what they do. We can get them into the restaurants that the locals eat in that's world class, not something that's packed full of other white-faced tourists like you or I. The genuine local experience, and design packages that are tailor-made for the customer's budget, customer's time frame, customer's hopes, dreams, and avoiding their fears. And the starting point of all that is jumping on a call with my associate Kat and letting Kat interview you. And it is kind of interview you to find out what are all those things that you really would love to do and how can we piece them together for you. We've done all sorts of things recently. We planned a trip across the Pyrenees on the French-Swiss border from the Mediterranean side, and the person chose to walk a bit and cycle a bit and drive a bit and stay in little unique Spanish villages and eat tapas and all that little local experience, and loved it. And so that's what we're playing at the moment. And we're just passionate about helping people get outdoors on their terms. Not everybody is uber fit.
That's so true, because a lot of times when you go on a trip, you think, oh, well, I'm going to be doing all this walking. You don't think that you need to kind of maybe prep before, because if you're not walking before you go on the trip, that might mean that you need to kind of think about your exercise level on the trip. So you're right.
Well, and equally in those trips, there's a lot of unknowns. So,
yes.
How many miles, when it's a trip for people of average fitness, how many miles in a day would you be expected to walk over what terrain? And are you going to have to carry a bag or not? Whereas what we do is we say, hey, Jacqui, well, how many miles would you like to walk in a day? And do you want somebody else to carry your bag, or a donkey to take it, or a vehicle to take it? And but other things, Jacqui, what's important to you? Is it the distance that you cover, or is it less distance and more culture and more scenery and more about the location and maybe the history or whatever? What's important to you? And let us build the trip around what's important to you, as opposed to some preformed agenda that you've signed up to go on a walking vacation, and now that must mean 15 miles a day in mountains, which is hard.
So how does someone budget for this? Is there, I love the idea of the concierge service and the planning, because that is that's invaluable. But how does what are for your customers who are thinking about using your service? Is there a certain level of budget that they need to be thinking about? And also the other idea that popped into my mind too is, do you handle the air side or just the on land side once they've come there? There are certain pieces.
So we avoid the air side.
Yeah, I can understand why.
Mostly because there's lots of IATA and all sorts of other bodies out there that you have to comply with.
Yeah.
So we do research the best flights for the customer and say, here it is, here's the links, go book your flights. But we don't do the handling of the flights ourselves, just because that ties us up in legislative knots. So it's just it's the bit of, once you arrive in country, or wherever that destination. So in country could be Texas, but equally it could be I don't know, it could be Dubai, like your recent trip. And in terms of budget, in the first call with Kat asks you, what is your budget to go and do this dream outdoor vacation that you've got in your head? And we'll do our level best to go and build a package for you that fits in with that. So, some people have got a $50,000 budget and other people have got a $5,000 budget. You can probably do a very similar trip for both budgets. It's just one person will fly business class, the other one will fly economy. One person will stay in a 5-star hotel, the other person will stay in a backpackers, or maybe even camp. You can still do your vacation. But what we do is we layer what we do. So you have a free time with Kat, and then Kat puts together a rough outline for you and says, is this what you're thinking? Is this the right look, the right feel, the right measurements, the right time scale, the right everything for you? And if you like that, then Kat will go ahead for $500 and go and build an exact itinerary with you. She'll give you every contact that you need for you to do it yourself, your trip. So we'll tell you, you want to go whitewater rafting on that Thursday, call Jeff. Jeff's the guy you need to talk to. He's expecting your call. Book it all yourself. And that then means that the customer can pay us a reasonable amount of money for the work that we do without having to go and then pay us for all of that concierge stuff of the booking and the handling of money and invoices and so on and so forth. Having said that, our experience so far is a lot of people really have got such busy lives at the moment that they actually want us to design it for them, get their approval, and then go and actually do the booking for them. So they then pay more money, obviously, because we're doing more work, and and they have a pack arrive via DHL or similar, that's like, here's your vacation pack. All you have to do is pack a bag, and by the way, here's our suggested things that go in the bag. Your day's rafting is more comfortable if you take a second baseball cap with you. Nobody would tell you that normally, but we will.
I think what you're doing is phenomenal, because I know that research always takes time. And, when you are personally planning your own vacation, you have all those pieces. You have to do the research, and then you have to actually do the booking. And you're actually hand holding and guiding each step of the way. And what you're doing is no different than what, in some ways, what I would be doing as a certified travel consultant. The only the difference is, even though it's really not a difference, is that the commissions that I might earn might be built within the actual platforms that I use. However, I see an advantage for individuals to use you because of the fact that, like you said, those packages that I have access to are not personalized. They're not individualized. And even though there might be empty space sometimes for people to kind of go off and do things, if they still have to do the research as to what to do. And then they still have to kind of go and maybe book some of those things if it's not within the planned itinerary. So I think what you're doing in customizing it is very special. And so let me ask, so you can do this in any country? Like, you can do this for Scotland, UK, anywhere in the world?
So we're a multinational business. We've got associates in the US. Who these are people who actually work for us in the US, Spain, France, the UK, South Africa, and New Zealand. That's where the workforce. That's where we live as the owners or employees of the business.
Exactly.
And then we've got our network is across 64 countries at the moment, and it's growing. It's growing monthly, which is incredible. But the important thing about our network that I want to stress is that all of our network is, if you wanted to go and kayak with whales off the Oregon coast, just as an example, something you'd like to go, maybe it's a bucket list, or dolphins in Baja, Mexico. The people I'll send you to go and do that with are friends of mine. I've kayaked with them for years. I know the quality. This isn't just an outfitter you're being introduced to who we've got no knowledge of. This is somebody who is, my friend will be letting me and my business down if they don't provide the service.
Exactly. Right.
And so it's highly, highly, highly personal, but equally emotional to us all, because actually these countries and these people, this is my friendship base of 30 years worth of wandering around in the outdoors. And you don't generally let your friends down. If your friend says you need to give Jacqui the best experience possible walking in the Spey Valley in Scotland and tasting whiskey, well, Gordon will genuinely give you that experience. And equally, he'll take you to the local pub you never knew about in the evening that where the locals meet, and he'll introduce you to his friends there. You'll actually get if you want it, a genuinely local experience that you couldn't find on your own. And I think the other thing, Jacqui, people have so little vacation time when you think about it. The world's huge. The average American has 10 to 15 days a year. The UK, it's 20 days a year. What we're doing is taking the risk and the guesswork out of your vacation time for you. You still get your adventure.
Yes.
You still get your outdoor experience. But now you don't have to guess, is TripAdvisor correct about this service provider or one of those sorts of things. Actually, we kind of guarantee that the service provider is awesome. Otherwise, we wouldn't be using them.
No, I love that. And I also know from our past, for those that are listening, definitely go back into the JCooperTravels history of talk shows, because Rob and I have talked about his personal travel experiences and his love for the outdoors, and why he, felt it was so important for everyone to experience an outdoor type of vacation within the framework of what you are comfortable, doing. And I love what you're saying in terms of that network, because I know you have developed that over the years. And I also know for our own personal physical health and mental health, we need to get outdoors more. We need to do more. And it's all part of the enjoyment of living. But sometimes we're uncomfortable taking that first step because we just don't know what to do. And having someone else be that hand and guide can make all the difference, because then the next trip will be even more exciting. So I definitely understand also what you mean about the personal touch, because when my daughter and I traveled to Tanzania, I used some referrals, and we had a wonderful safari experience, but that's not something that I would have normally done if it had not been for the personal referral. So I think what you're doing is really important. I want to make sure we mention this, though. You had said to me prior to recording that there is a free download for individuals to go to your website. So why don't you go ahead and mention your website and how and what they should be looking for?
Cool. Well, look, so firstly, I don't like doing things like other people do. That would be a very good starting point. So on our website, which is wegetoutdoors.co, and I'm sure Jacqui will put the link for you down
Yes,
there.
I will. It will definitely be there
below. If you go and click on the outdoor vacations tab at the top, on that page there, we've got a PDF download. It's a 12-page book or manual that I built about how to go and have your perfect outdoor vacation. Now, uniquely, we don't ask you to trade your name and email address and dump you into a list where we spam you with emails once a week until you get fed up of us and unsubscribe. There's none of that. You literally can just go and click the PDF, get the manual, and go use it and enjoy it. And we ask for nothing in return other than the fact you go and use it and enjoy it. So there's no like trading arrangement. It's just a gift from us to you. So go to the website, wegetoutdoors.co, click on outdoor vacations. And Jacqui, why not go and have a conversation with Kat?
I was just about to say, if you are thinking about traveling, it makes sense to learn more about yourself by having someone else ask you questions that you might not have realized that you like or not like.
That's it. Can I share a little experience with you?
Yeah, please.
So when we were building this, we tested it extensively. And I'm probably the most obnoxious customer for an outdoor vacations business because I've traveled all over the world. I've always organized it myself. I literally lived 10 months out of 12 away from the UK. I now live permanently away from the UK. So I'm the most obnoxious customer, really, because I'm so used to just doing it myself the entire time. And but one of the things I haven't done yet is canoed the length of the Yukon from Whitehorse to Dawson City up in Yukon Territories. And so Kat took me through that 1 hour online meeting and process where she interviewed me about it. And I left that the most inspired that I've been to go and have an outdoor vacation for easily 10 years. I went and spoke to my wife. I'm like, can I take my 6-year-old daughter up with me to go do it? I think it'd be incredible. And so if that 1 hour can inspire somebody as obnoxious as me when it comes to this, for everybody else, it's a game changer. So go have an hour with Kat for free. Go and get her to do some research for you. She will do for free, and go and see whether your dream outdoor vacation is maybe closer than you think.
Yeah, I agree. And I love the fact that you're global, because of the fact that I know my listeners are from all walks of life, all parts of the world. And so I want to, suggest to everyone who's listening or even watching the YouTube, definitely reach out, let them know that you heard it on JCooperTravels. So that way, as you have questions, we can do follow-up episodes and, maybe even answer those questions, again, in a kind of coffee chat type of way, because, this is the first of many episodes that Rob, well, it's not the first episode Rob and I are doing, but about maybe these new outdoor experiences that are post-COVID. Again, much of the world is opening back up, and we all need to re-explore it. So any last minute thoughts that you want to share, Rob, about what you're doing?
Um, we've just all got a responsibility to look after the outdoors, and
Yes.
it won't be here forever otherwise. And the way to look after it really is to go and use it caringly. And I'd encourage everybody to use the outdoors caringly on a frequent a basis as time and money permits.
I would agree with that. And the other thing that I would also suggest is, as you're traveling to other countries, the one reason why I go to other countries is to learn all about their customs and their history and their culture. And so, again, it's exciting to give back something to their area just as much as, we take from their experiences, but it's nice to be able to give back as well. It's the law of return. So definitely be respectful of the outside, try to give back something to the experience, that you're coming to, because again, we never know who we're representing, and we might be the first people from that part of the world that they meet. And so again, it's an important connection to make. So
That's it.
One last time, Rob, I'll go ahead and mention your website so people can visit.
Yeah, so please visit wegetoutdoors.co and go and click on the outdoor vacations tab.
Yep. So everyone who's thinking about traveling, definitely feel free to email me at JCooperTravels@gmail.com. I'm also available if you need any travel insurance, or if you have any questions, I'm also happy to connect you with Rob. I'm looking forward to the next episode. And also I'm looking forward to maybe even experiencing an outdoor vacation with you. So that would be exciting.
Jacqui, come visit me in South Africa. I've got a big 5 animals within 2 hours drive of here, mountains, monkeys in my backyard. Yeah, come see some different history.
I appreciate your raising your hand for a visitor. I know my friends in Dubai have been asking me for about 10 years to come, and I finally did. And it was a phenomenal experience. We traveled all over the United Arab Emirates, and I can't wait to, go back. So for everyone who's thinking about traveling, definitely this is the time to do it. And remember, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. We're all connected. We're one world, and have a great day. Thank you, everyone.